Hi everybody. Alright, you can see that gleaming white gel coat. We're about to cover it with a few layers of chopped strand mat and polyester resin. And then this mold will be complete. No real difficulty here. It's the exact same thing as the other side. The only difference is on this side I'm using full pieces of chopped strand mat to cover it. Not that using individual patches sort of overlaid on top of each other doesn't work, but this actually, I think, winds up making a much prettier, more uniform finish. Not that that has anything to do with it, but all things being equal, might as well make it look pretty, right? Okay, so let's go into some updates and details. Update on the stranded plane. So, dealing with the county. So, for those that didn't hear, so the club has a plane stranded at an airport in a county far, far away from here. The problem is that the airport in question isn't near any town, so it's not run by anyone in aviation. It's run by county bureaucrats. And the county bureaucrats only care about one thing, and that's not spilling oil, right? Because this is California, and these people are very aware of the environment. I'm just going to say it like that. So the excuse I kept hearing over and over is, we can't let you change your engine out there. There's environmental concerns. I said, oh, you're worried about us spilling a little bit of oil. Oh, I understand that. Tell you what we'll do instead. We just filled up that plane with fuel right before the engine went crap, so we're going to have to defuel that plane. That's 50 gallons of low lead. Now, in their mind, they're picturing just gallons of fuel just spilling all over the place because we're a bunch of monkeys that can't perform our job. In reality, 50 gallons of fuel, we might spill a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon, right? It's a hose into a container. How hard is that? But they don't know that because they're morons. So, guilty. I mean, I feel a little guilty using their own stupidity against them, but it didn't take long, and they came back with, oh, well, in that case, yes, please do change the motor. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I do have to jump through a couple of hoops. Got to get just some, like, 1 month liability insurance, a couple other things, but, yeah. How aviation winds up being run by non-aviation people. It's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Alright, so we're almost done. So we're done here with the motor. Sorry, I got that thing in my mind now. We're done here with the mold. That's the good news. So we're going to hammer this thing out here in just a second, rip the sides off, and we're going to have a completed mold. It's beautiful. The only problem with it is that it doesn't work. The mold itself works, and I can actually create armrest shells, but they don't work. Anyone that remembers the original design is that the armrest itself had flanges that went on both sides of the cover of the flat motor, right? The flat motor sits between the seats in front of the crossbar, and then there's a cover over it. This was going to sit in front of that and attach to the floorboards. But there were flanges, and you need those flanges to keep it from wanting to rock left and right. Because if not, all you wind up having is it attached to the floor, and if you ever put any lateral pressure on it, it's going to put pressure on the flanges of the armrest, and then it's going to transfer that force into the flanges of the floor ribs beneath. And we didn't want that, so I wanted to have extra flanges sticking past. So anyway, though this mold is pretty, it is useless. But that's okay. I've already started working on V2. But this was a good exercise because it... Yes, I know. It's every time I still think about it, it's like I went through all this trouble just to make something I'm never going to use. Yes, but it was a good learning exercise, and I'm very happy that I did it. But, yeah, ultimately it won't work. And when we have the final product, I'll show you why. It's ridiculous. All right, so here you see me drilling holes. So we're keying the mold together. This is important no matter what the mold, because you want that mold to be in the exact same position. You want it lined up perfect. Easiest way to do that: drill holes in it, use bolts, washers, and nuts to hold it in place, and then you're all good. Look at that. All right. In the next video, I think we start foaming this thing in. Again, it's ridiculous because we're never going to use it, but there it is. So, all right. Hope everyone's having a good week. I am. Thank you for joining me, and see you soon.